And I remember my first race was a sprint race. It's a 600 meter swim, 20K bike, and a 5K run. And I remember it was in a dam, and you could stand up. So, and then I got so tired, I walked, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this, and I pretended to swim. Then I did the full Ironman, and the idea with the full was I'm going to do it once.
Okay.
But like every comrades runner, every epic guy, it's like this. It's an addiction.
So by your first full Ironman, it wasn't planned at all to make this a career or a sport.
No, by no means. I mean, I did the full, and I remembered, I came through the first loop, and I said to myself, you just crack 100 kilometers. You crack 100, then it's pretty much 80 left.
Okay.
Then you can make it small. You can say, 80 left, that's a long ride on a Saturday. It's like, I can do it. It's 80. And if you get to the run, you know there's no mechanicals on the bike, you're going to finish it.
Okay.
You can basically walk it. It's going to be long, but you're going to finish. Okay. And then you can chat to other guys. You can have like a Red Bull, and you can have Coke, and then if you once you get to the run,
you're done.
It's almost like in my mind, it's like a hard part's over.
Okay.
But
then there's still a marathon.
I just want to jump in quickly. What's up with the Coke? I saw it in the marathons. Why are they drinking Coke?
I think it's the sugar.
Is it just the sugar?
If you read Chris McCormack's book, which he won Ironman World Champs twice, and he said, he had a problem with nutrition, and he went to nutritionists and whatever. And at one stage, he was up Harvey, which is a very famous climb.
It's Kona, right?
Yeah, in Kona, and that's where the world champ. That's what triathlon originated, and he was standing next to the bike course, and he said, "I can't do it." And he was at that stage the best triathlete in the world, and that was his first Ironman. I think it was his first. And then I remember someone came past him, another pro, says, "Why don't you drink Coke?" It's like, Coke's the best sports drink in the world. And basically what he says in his book, he says, well, you drink all this other stuff, and your body can't break it down. You want simplified sugars because you just drink Coke. And that's something I get to the run, it's Red Bull and Coke.
Yeah. They don't worry about...
I don't care about all the other stuff. Red Bull, Coke, and water, that's it.
Yeah.
So just to answer you.
First, tell the people what Kona is.
Kona is the Ironman World Champs. So if you want to go to World Champs, you pretty much need to be 1% in the world.
Okay. And it's always in Kona.
It's always in Kona. So triathlon originated in Hawaii, and it started with a swimmer, a cyclist, and a runner arguing who's the fittest.
Okay.
And I said, well, okay, let's combine it and then let's see. And I think there was like 12 guys showing up, and and they did it. And then since then, it's basically that's the pinnacle of the sport.
Okay.
So so the older you are, which makes it nice for guys at work. So typically you would think, okay, I leave school, I get to 30, okay, my sporting career is gone. With Ironman, it's actually just starting. So you can be competitive quite long time. I mean, so that's quite nice about it.
And your best result is placing second in 35 to 40, is that right?
Yeah.
35 to 39, yeah.
Oh, 35 to 40.
Yeah.
Was that in South Africa or?
Yeah. I would say after Kona, I came back with a mindset, okay, I want to be the first South African age group amateur overall.
Okay.
That was my goal. I said, okay, I want to be the first South African. Right. What I do is I would I don't race everything. So I would say, okay, what is my priority? So I would say, okay, Ironman South Africa. That's definitely a big one because it suits, I would think my genetics. I'm not as quick for the halves. I tend to struggle a bit in the halves. I'll be fourth or...
Is it because it's faster?
It's just
racing and not pacing.
Yeah, exactly that. Okay. So I think you can, with a half Ironman, if you train hard, you can fake it.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. So short enough to get through.
You can still, if you're not a great runner, if you train hard, you can still fake it.
Yeah.
While with a full Ironman, you can't fake a marathon.
No.
So the cracks will show. So if you're not a great runner, the cracks will show. Yeah. So while if you're a great runner, you'll hold your form through 30Ks, 32Ks.
And then hold on.
You just hold on.
But how do you do 5 hours on a indoor, mentally, that is much harder than anything we've discussed, sitting there, one spot or per indoor train.
I think for me, it's, typically, I would prefer anything over 4 hours. I would love to go outside.
Yeah.
I prefer, once I get to peak races, you're building up to it, which is probably like 2 times a year, which you're really at your top.
Okay.
You can't hold it there the whole time. There's no way.
Yeah.
So if you build up to it, I would say, okay, like 3 or 4 times, I would go like 5 hours indoor. And then I think the difference is if you do sets. So it's not like, okay, I'm going to sit here for 5 hours.
Yeah, okay.
Like, okay, I'll do an hour warm up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And power the zone.
And then it's like, I need to do an hour at argument's sake 240, then an hour at 260.
Okay.
So mentally, like, oh man, I'll need to do that. And then mentally, so you break it up in hours.
Yeah, okay.
So if you do that, it's definitely doable and it's measurable. And what you do is I typically go and look, okay, I want to do, when I've trained for Kona, like, okay, I look at Kona videos. And I look at it motivation-wise, because it does motivate you. What I would do is, but I mean, bringing that back to my previous statement, you have a look at these motivational videos, and the perception that you have is that's how I need to be. The harder is better. It's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Dude, I was there for 10 years, basically. So it's...
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I mean,
were you unhappy? Happy?
No, I mean, I think...
You were addicted, man.
Yeah. It's and the perception is I need to do more to be better. It's like, no, you need to be smarter about it.
Yeah.
And I mean, you also, it's the guy who's the most consistent, but you can only be consistent if you're not overtraining the whole time.
Balanced in everything.
Everything, with your wife, your family, whatever.
Yeah.
So if you can get that balance right, you're naturally going to be better because you're going to compound year on year on year.
I hear what you're saying.
Instead of training your ass off and then feeling mentally depleted just to come, and then you don't get Kona qualification. I don't know what happened. Yeah. I can tell you what happened.
Yeah.
You just don't want to hear it.
I mean, this is from a guy that was at Kona.
Yeah.
So he's the one that should be that people on the bike that I'm going somewhere. Not us even, and he's not even like.
I'm passing guys on the bike, and I'm like, nice bike.
Yeah.
Because I know it's a long day.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, nice guy. You're looking great. I mean.
It's awesome.
So I mean, it's not for me. It's a scenario of if not taking it too seriously. I mean, there are times when you need to decide what you want to do. And there's definitely times I know what I'm doing. I'm like, okay, you need to hold like 260, argument's sake, on the bike.
I get nauseous when you just say that every time.
But I mean, you're trained for it. You don't need to be a great swimmer. You take 2 pool boys. Don't get in the pool and swim because you're going to hate it.
Yeah.
Take 2 pool boys. Take a snorkel.
Start.
Because you're going to be floating and just swim. So I'm going to swim 10 minutes.
And I love that even a guy like you, being to Kona, borrowed a bike for your first Ironman.
Yeah, I mean, I still swim with 2 pool boys. Because if you get to the ocean, you've got a wetsuit on. It keeps you buoyant.
I never knew it's that
you
big.
Float. So, I mean, you just need to move your arms.
Yeah.
You don't even have to pull. If you just move your arms,
you're going to move.
You're going to probably do like an hour 20. And if you think about the swim, it's not, you don't have impact on your joints. It's nice and cool. The wetsuit keeps you warm.
It's also ridiculously good fitness. Workout.
Yeah, I mean, and it's something that pushes you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
So the swim's actually the nicest part of the Ironman. You do the bike, I mean, if you're tired, you're free. If you get to the run, it's literally a scenario of, well, nothing can go wrong. All my friends are here. I can chat to. My first Ironman, I was like, you see someone suffering, like, hey, buddy, how are you? Where are you from? Have you got kids? Are they here? Have a bit of a chat. Feel better, run to the next guy. Okay, how are you, buddy? You know, and you make friends, and that's how you finish it. So I want to go to Germany
and win there.
I want to see how close I can get to the podium.
Okay, so if COVID doesn't stop it or whatever, that's now June.
And if that doesn't happen, Ironman South Africa. Okay. If you win your age group, you get an African jersey. So they have a physical like a jersey that says African champ.
Okay, you want that?
I've had second. I've had third. I want the jersey.
Will you, putting you on the spot here, but if one of those or both happen or whatever, will you come back and share the experience with us?
I definitely will.
Awesome, because that'll be cool.
I call it. I say to the guys, I said, I met up with my guys that I race against.
Yeah.
And you know, they talk, and I said, I'm just going to run sub 3. I know you can't do that. So they're like, okay, but you're not a good swimmer. So I don't need to be.
Yeah.
Because you're going to put 10 minutes into me on the swim,
I'm
I'm gonna catch you in the bike and I'm gonna run 20 minutes out of you on the run. That's just the way it is.
It's cool. You and your wife. I don't know his wife
Yeah.
at all, but you both claim things.
Yeah.
Like she was like, "Woo, go
Yeah.
now!" And you're like, "There's still a marathon left." But I think she saw the work you put in.
Yeah.
And I think she knew you running. This is happening.
Yeah, and
And
she-
even now, you claiming, like I said, "Will you come back if it?" You're like, "It will."
Yeah.
So I think that's the mindset you have to have in
Yeah.
this.
I mean,
game.
I had a look at the results. And I'm like, okay, well, there's only so many guys in the world that can run sub 3.
Yeah.
I mean, I ran 2:54 in a windy day. I'm
So
like,
you can do it.
I mean, I came back from Kona. I'm like, okay, I ran 3:20 there in the heat, so I'll just run 3 here. and I did it 2:59.
Makes it sound.
I did
Yeah,
2:54.